Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today it's all about my student Chris, who started Amazon FBA with £300, and I've got a surprise for you on his results right now. Stay tuned. If you're someone that was in retail, someone who goes to university, someone who has a low budget and wants to see what you can achieve with Amazon FBA, then make sure to watch this video. So let's get into it. Let's meet Chris and let's hear his journey. Nice to see you again, Chris.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you, man. So tell us, why did you start Amazon FBA? What was life like before you started?
Well, life was like I was trying out a few different side hustles, but it wasn't really working for me. And then I just stumbled across Amazon FBA. These times I was just working full-time at my job. Before uni, I took a gap year, and then I just saw one of your TikToks and I just decided to just take it from there and message you on Discord, and yeah.
So let everyone know how much you started with and why you decided to take the risk and go and start a business like Amazon FBA.
Well, I started with around £300 because I initially heard that you could start with obviously a low budget, and what pushed me kind of to scale from this kind was just the hard work, just seeing all the more profitable products. I just wanted it to be successful mainly, and yeah.
And obviously a lot of people start Amazon FBA with a lot of money. Not a lot of people start with a small budget and actually see it through. What challenges did you face when you had a small budget, and how did you kind of overcome this?
Well, I had to just be a bit selective with products. Sometimes I wouldn't meet the criteria as in for certain discounts, free shipping, to be in order to get the products at a certain price to be able to sell them and make a good return on my investment. And I couldn't really do RA. Instead, I had to just do OA. Mainly everything was online, and yeah.
So then why did you decide to join SS University out of all of the ones or communities out there, for example?
Well, initially I didn't know too much about Amazon FBA or the community, and I stumbled across SS University on TikTok. So I looked around on the Discord, looked at everybody interacting with each other, and then I personally messaged Zach himself, and then we just had a conversation, just going back and forth, just talking about my current situation and how Amazon would be suited, and found out we lived near each other. And then I decided to obviously go on and take on his mentorship, and yeah.
So tell us about the first sale. How did it feel, and what did it make you kind of realize about online businesses and Amazon FBA?
So my first sale was Haribo's. I was selling these at a loss because I wanted to get ungated on the subcategory, that being groceries. And although I sold it at a loss, it was just the satisfaction of obviously making my first sale and realizing this business model is real.
And then from there, how did your kind of first month go?
So after selling the Haribo's, the next products that I got in being beauty products and obviously sunscreen and all of that, they led me to obviously have my first 1K month in 3 weeks of Amazon.
Amazing,
and yeah.
So with a limited budget like yourself that you started with, how did you handle reinvesting and scaling? Because obviously every little bit of money kind of helps and counts, and when you haven't got too much, you do have a bit more of a tighter criteria. How did you deal with that?
So obviously being more selective with units, so picking units that generated me a bigger profit, also keeping all of my money into the business as well, and just constantly putting in more money from obviously my job at the time, and just constantly working harder to just find new products and making sure that I could always just replenish my inventory and just keep up my sales.
So in terms of finding products, sourcing products, obviously beginners, they do struggle with that. How did you, one, find products, and then two, what was your criteria to getting to where you got to and getting off your feet?
So using the leads from the Discord, I went onto the websites where obviously the leads were from, and then from there I just went into numerous amounts of sections, finding more and more products that might have been on offer, clearance, and just did that. And also looking at storefronts, finding profitable products that other people are selling. And also the criteria that I aimed for was products with 30% ROI that sell roughly around 100 times per month, so my inventory wasn't stuck in Amazon, and also just making around £1 profit. And yeah.
How did you deal with losses, for example, as a beginner with not too much capital, to go off? What was your sort of strategy around that? A lot of people fear losses at the start.
Well, because I was quite selective with obviously what units I was bringing in, and obviously from the learning from what I was taught, I didn't take too many losses at the beginning of Amazon. Instead, the money that I had, obviously I used some for the mentorship. Obviously I sacrificed some money for the mentorship, but instead of that, I managed to gain a lot more, obviously with the proper education and training and strategy for myself, and yeah.
So I think it's really inspiring to hear your journey, because obviously you didn't have the luxury to go full-time straight away. You were uni, working a job, low budget. How would you kind of advise people in a similar situation to you? That was almost a similar situation to me when I started as well. But what advice would you give to all of those types of people?
Just time, managing your time carefully, making sure you schedule your day. So if you have a morning shift or a PM shift, make sure you schedule enough time to pack off and obviously send your shipments for the next day. And also being selective with your products, being picky. I can't stress enough, just being picky and making sure you're getting products that will get you a good return, and that obviously you can get your money a lot quicker from Amazon back. So yeah, and also giving Amazon time as well. Obviously you're working a job, or you might be at uni, and then obviously constantly putting in money, and you know, whilst you're working, is just giving it time, seeing how you grow each and every month, coming back, sourcing as well, making sure you're picking and packing products and then sending it straight away, and just give Amazon time, because the rewards that you will see at the end, maybe 3 months in, 4 months in, you'll be happy with.
A lot of people might think it's risky to actually invest into a mentorship or invest into a group at the start. Would you say that it's necessary to do so, especially with a low budget? What would your take be?
My take would be just invest into your learning before you go into something, because the chances are, if you go into something not knowing what you're doing or just free riding it, you're just going to take much more losses. Myself, before I started Amazon FBA, I made sure I researched it and everything about it, everything about the community. And obviously joining the community, it helped me a lot to understand obviously what type of business model it was and how it would be well suited for me. Yeah, just invest into that learning, go join communities, free communities, get as much as you can. Ask obviously people who are more experienced sellers in that community how their journey was, any advice and tips, and it will just help you in the long run if you invest in your learning, because you won't take a lot of losses in the beginning. And yeah,
and then you stay motivated as well to some extent. And I also believe in whether it's investing your time into free material or investing your money into a mentor, either one, whether you prefer one or the other, but one has got to give and one you've got to do. One thing I wish I did at the start was invest into my learning a bit more. I had to invest a lot of time and then took a lot of losses. So it all kind of connects together. It's up to you to decide, but I would always recommend, like he said, to just learn from someone, whether it's free info, networking or sort of mentorship. So reflecting on your journey now from a £300 investment to now 5K in sales in a month, what would you kind of say has been your biggest lesson that you learned, or something that you just want to reflect on and just open up with?
Giving it time. At the beginning, obviously, I think I went a week without sales. I was obviously doubting myself, but obviously I knew in 3 months' time that the sales screen would have changed completely. And fast forward to month 4, this month October, hitting 5K in sales, I just gave it time and I just saw the rewards. It was consistent, just worked hard with my sourcing plan, sending shipments off the same day, getting them to Amazon, dealing with any queries or anything that Amazon has to throw at me, and just giving it my best and just staying motivated throughout the 4 months. And yeah.
So you've absolutely smashed it so far. What are some future goals for you? What are you looking to do next?
So after hitting a 5K month, I'm definitely aiming to hit a 10K month. Also hit possibly 100K in sales, becoming VAT registered, leaving my job as well, so making Amazon full-time, and rewarding myself in the future after all of this, and starting obviously eventually wholesale also as well, and doing wholesale properly full-time. And yeah.
And you also are documenting your journey on TikTok as well, which is amazing. And I believe it's just Mizu FBA.
FBA, yeah.
Make sure you give that a follow. We'll attach that there. Just Mizu FBA. Make sure to go and give him a follow on TikTok and watch his journey. And hopefully we're all rooting for you to smash it and hit that result. So that wraps up the end of the video. Thank you very much, Chris, for coming.
Of course, man.
And coming to speak to us. And it just goes to show you can really build something meaningful, even with as little as £300, and just investing in your learning. Look at where he is now. He's still admitted he's still got more to do, but he's helped get off his feet. His situation has changed and he feels much happier and more improved and more fulfilled. And if you want to be similar to Chris, join the community, join SS University. I'll leave all the links down below. Feel free to fill out some of the forms, join the Discord community. Make sure to follow me and him on TikTok and keep watching the journeys of all the Amazon sellers, which one day could be yourself.